Why human babies so helpless? Let's be honest. If aliens visited Earth and looked at all the baby animals on this planet, they'd probably think human babies were some kind of unfinished prototype. A baby horse can stand up within an hour. A baby giraffe gets dropped nearly 6 feet onto the ground during birth and then starts walking shortly afterward. Baby sea turtles hatch from an egg and immediately begin a dangerous journey across an entire beach toward the ocean. No instructions, no supervision, no parenting books, just pure confidence. And then there's us. Human babies can't walk, they can't talk, they can't feed themselves. They can't even hold their own head up properly. In fact, if a newborn human had a resume, it would basically be blank. Skills, crying, more crying, advanced screaming. That's it, which raises a very strange question. If evolution is supposed to create creatures that are good at surviving, why are human babies so unbelievably bad at it? Seriously, a newborn deer can outrun danger. A newborn human can't even roll over. That seems less like evolution and more like a manufacturing defect. But here's where things get weird. Human babies aren't just different from most animals. They're arguably the most helpless babies on Earth. And somehow, that's exactly why humans became the dominant species on the planet. Not despite our helpless babies. To understand why, we need to go back hundreds of thousands of years. Back to a time when evolution faced one of the strangest problems in human history. At first, life was simple. Early humans had smaller brains, smaller heads, smaller bodies. Giving birth was still dangerous, but it was manageable. Then something happened. Human intelligence began increasing. Generation after generation, our ancestors became smarter. They learned to communicate better, plan better, cooperate better, and as intelligence increased, brains got larger. Now that sounds like good news. After all, bigger brain equals smarter human. What's the downside? Well, there's only one way out of the womb. And eventually, evolution ran into a problem. Human babies were starting to become too big. Imagine trying to fit a basketball through a mailbox. Not ideal. And the situation was about to become much worse. Listen, evolution really painted itself into a corner with us. On one hand, our ancestors decided to stand up on 2 legs, which narrowed the hips. On the other hand, our brains started exploding in size. You see the problem here. Big heads, small exit. It was a biological train wreck. So, evolution made a wild executive decision. Eviction notice at 9 months. Ready or not, kid? You're out. That's why human newborns are so useless. A baby horse drops onto the grass, wobbles for 10 seconds, and then runs a marathon. A human baby looks like a freshly baked loaf of bread with a face. They spend 6 months trying to figure out how their own hands work and another 6 months trying to eat dirt. But that total helplessness, it's actually our superpower. See, the horse is a finished product. It's got its entire life pre-programmed. But a horse born today is the exact same as a horse from ancient Rome.
Who are you?
I am horse. Who are you?
I'm also horse.
0 updates. Human babies arrive as a completely blank slate. They aren't built for one specific life. They are built to learn any life. Drop a newborn in ancient Egypt, they learn hieroglyphs. Drop them in modern Texas, they learn football and the menu at Whataburger. Our brains aren't a finished product. They're an active, messy construction site. We traded short-term independence for long-term genius. Plus, because our babies were so profoundly bad at surviving on their own, we couldn't live as lone wolves. We had to cooperate. We had to build tribes, share snacks, talk, and watch each other's backs just to keep these tiny, fragile humans alive. That forced trauma bonding is literally how we built civilization. So next time you're in a Target and some kid is having a meltdown because their sock feels weird, cut them some slack. You aren't looking at a nuisance, you're looking at the ultimate survival machine. Every skyscraper, moon landing, classic rock album was created by a species that starts life unable to even sit upright. We conquered the planet not because we were born ready, but because we were born completely unfinished and had to figure it out together.